What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. I hope everyone is having a great start to their week. I had a really fantastic weekend that I wanted to share with you all. I actually had my second myofascial intensive seminar this weekend, and it was pretty incredible. As most people know, maybe not, you might not know, but the fascial system is actually like a newer system that's been kind of like recognized as a huge part of the body. And it has shown me so much in terms of just like healing yourself and healing your body properly. Um, you know, as I go through life and as I get older and have more experience and, you know, in experience with clients and all that kind of stuff and just life in general, I this weekend I really hit me that I'm still dealing with trauma. I think we all are all the time, but like still dealing with trauma from like my past. And so most of you, I'm not sure, but some of you may know that my dad passed away when I was 25, and it's been about 7 years since he passed, and I'm still, I'm consciously like past it, and I've like, not past it, but I'm consciously very at peace with it, and very I've accepted it. I'm no longer in that denial stage, and I'm at peace. And as much as I miss him and would want my dad here to see everything that I'm doing, I also recognize that his passing also established a business and a passion in me that I probably never would have had. So while most people look at death and things like that as a bad thing, in the moment, absolutely, it was horrible. But the one thing I'll tell you is that that actually propelled me into doing what I do now, which, again, as much as I miss my dad, I wouldn't trade for anything, because I get to help people and wake people up to things of curing the body in a natural way and actually dealing with some of the stuff in your life that maybe you never would have, right? So I'll give you some insight this weekend. So those of you who don't know what the fascial system is, it's this basically large webbing that goes around your entire body from head to toe, and it surrounds all the tubules in your body, in your vessels, your blood vessels, your heart, your musculature, everything. So everything is surrounded by the fascial system. And what happens is that when you get into a car accident and you experience trauma, you experience a death, you experience anything, like you could fall or anything like that. The fascial system is actually like one of the first things to take the heat, right? So, and it restricts. So we often refer to, and this is, I went to John Barnes' myofascial study this weekend, and what they often refer to is that it's a straitjacket. And when that straitjacket gets tighter and tighter and tighter, your body closes off more and more and more. And most of us, I'll turn to the side, most of us are here and here, right? So we're putting a ton of strain on that lower, or on the back of the neck, on our back, and then we're not opening up our chest enough. So, and here I am like, oh, I'm like, I felt like I definitely have had like some mid back issues recently, and it hasn't been like debilitating or anything, but it's definitely noticeable. So here I am like, oh, maybe I can get this relieved, right? So two things actually happened to me, where they were releasing the back of my neck, my sternocleidomastoid area, which is like right here. And it's the part, most people are really afraid of the neck, because like most people are not, we're told not to touch it, right? We're like, a lot of people are like very afraid of, because it's a very sensitive area. So as a therapist, you have to be very cautious in that area, because it is very sensitive, and a lot of people are sensitive around there. So but when I released that area, my whole back started to unwind, like what we call unwind. It started to release, and my back today feels a lot better. There's still some areas I can feel like I'm going to need to get some work done, but that just goes to show you, like, even therapists, even trainers, people who are in this industry, like, we always are getting work done, because you have to continually treat the system, right? So then we also did this one where we released the trap area, the neck area, the scalene area. in what's called depression, right? So we depressed and compressed the shoulders down because a lot of people, because we hold and because we're in a state of bracing all the time, when you put the body into that compression, it actually, because it is so used to that compression, it's actually helpful to help the fascia relax because it's used to it, right? So you get the body used to something that it's already in and it will release. Well, because of my dad's passing, I didn't realize it, but I had a lot, and just like life in general, I have put a lot of stress and weight into my shoulders. And even today, I feel like, woo, I feel like all this is just like totally, not entirely, but like it's very sore. Yesterday, I had a headache that stemmed from all the way down, all the way up, and I highly realized that it was a release that happened, and it was pretty like cathartic, if you will. So, but my point is that when the person was treating me, put their hands on me and started releasing it, people in typical massage, you're used to just sitting there and taking it, right? And just like people needing you, and that's fine. In fascia, the whole point of it is to get you in such a relaxed state that you're not thinking and that your body actually starts to like unwind itself to get that stuff out and to actually help you function and get the body moving properly, right? Um, so when I did it and that depression and that compression in my shoulders happened, I guess I was so used to that tightness that it helped me release. And I actually went into this, and this is going to sound a little crazy, but I totally believe it. I actually went into the same position when I ended up, and a lot of people do, as they release and the mind starts to disconnect and subconscious starts to come out, you actually start to go into those places to unravel the trauma and to help your body get out of it, right? It can be a very emotional process if you allow it to be, but there's no agenda to it. So whenever I have clients come in, it should just be like, hey, listen, like the whole point of this is to just let your body do what it needs to do. If emotions come up, if the body wants to move or wake up or twitch or anything like that, just let it happen. I'm not here to try to make that happen, but if it does, don't be alarmed by it, because a lot of people are, because they're just used to kind of being needed, and that's fine, but it's not as lasting as opening up the fascial system. So when I got that done, I just relaxed because I knew my shoulders were really tight. When I ended, I felt I was on the floor, right? And that's going to sound weird to you, but you start on a chair, and then I sort of slowly ended on the floor in the same position that I was when I found out, in the fetal position that I found out that my dad passed away. And not only did when I was in that position, not only did um, I kind of, not only did I feel it, but I actually went back, because again, it's like releasing memories and stuff. I went back to that place where I knew where I was. I went right back to that. My brain went right back to like the subconscious memory came right back to that spot, and it showed me that I'm still healing from that, and I'm okay with that. Like I think it came down to the years of just like trying to block it out and trying to, because it was traumatic. He passed away suddenly, and it was the years and years of just, all right, I gotta go, I gotta make things work, and do whatever I have to do to like kind of forget about it, right? Well, you might consciously be forgetting about it, but your body is taking that heat for so many years. And so this is just to tell you, like, that happened 5 years, 7 years ago. And I sort of like always knew in the back of my mind that that memory was still there. But when I got that fascial stuff released, it was really, it was nice because excuse me, I'm a little choked up. It was nice because um, it was not that it was tough to deal with. It was that I know I needed to let it go. And it felt, and again, when it brings that emotion up, it just shows you like you're not totally healed from that. And that's okay. The thing that I will tell you, if you ever, and I highly suggest that you do it, if you not, and it doesn't necessarily need to be by me, but I highly recommend that you do fascial treatment at some point, because it is a very healing process, and it does help the body uh, come back to a nice stasis and help it move better. And um, it's a lot more long lasting, even though it might be like a little bit painful, like spiritually and emotionally and physically in the moment. The benefits of the longevity of it are insane. So that's just a little something I wanted to share from my weekend. It was really incredible. And I hope and pray that you all are doing well, and that you're continuing to take care of your bodies, and taking the the eating the best you can, and drinking quality water, and getting quality rest, and hopefully not putting too much. I know it's easy to say, like, don't put too much stress on the body, but I would say try not to stress about the small stuff, because God always has a way. And I really believe that when you don't react in fear and react to things, I think we've become such a reactionary society that, again, it's like that proverbial tiger. Even though we're not fighting a tiger or running from a tiger, we are running from a tiger in a certain sense of, we're running from bills, we're running from life, we're running from people's judgments and all that kind of stuff. So I would say, I know it's, and I'm working on it in my own world, is trying really hard to just be okay with being alone and by yourself. And if that's something that scares you, maybe you need to dig into that a little bit, because sometimes being alone is okay, and it's the thing that you need to do. Maybe not the thing that you want to do, but it's the thing that you need to do. So and I'm obviously here if you need to contact me. Visit my my website, and you can always hit my contact page, and I'll be glad to talk. Doesn't need to be, I'm not here to, I'm here to help and what have you. So if you need any help, prayer, um, anything at all, just feel free to go to my site and contact me, and I'd be happy to contact you back and get some communication rolling. So I hope you guys have a great week. If I don't talk to you before the end of the week, have a great week, and start decorating for Christmas and for all the fun holidays that are coming out. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.